One thing that I think a lot of Star Wars fans will agree on is the fact that Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy has been very incompetent over the years as the president of Lucasfilm, as the boss of all things Star Wars and all Star Wars lore. Kathleen Kennedy really didn't do an excellent job and really betrayed George Lucas on what she promised to him. And that was, of course, respecting the characters and really taking care of them with great special care, in which she did a complete opposite of all of that. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So here's the thing with Disney Star Wars, is that we do know that they are evolving the franchise as we speak. That's exactly what Bob Iger and Bob Chapek want, is that they want this Star Wars franchise to be an ever-evolving franchise. They want to bring it on the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and like I've said before in the past, that is going to be a very tough experience. It's going to be a very long, very difficult process to complete, and it's going to take a lot of time and effort. It's going to take a high success rate with Star Wars movies and TV shows in a row to really get it to that level of the MCU. Now, when you think about it this way, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, yes, they used a lot of source material. They got their comics, they got their graphic novels, simple as that. Kathleen Kennedy, though, however, was the one that even said with Star Wars, there is no source material to really draw from. Nothing exists when it comes to books and comics, she stated. Where in reality, Star Wars Legends is a library's worth of Star Wars material. So, when you think about it this way, obviously she just did not want that to happen, and that's exactly what George, John, and Dave are going to make happen with this new universe. Now, speaking about Kathleen Kennedy, what's really intriguing is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are fully invested with their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films that will focus on a brand new mythology for Star Wars fans to enjoy. Now, it's described that before and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators of the sequel trilogy, as well as the actors that were able to discuss about the direction of the end of the Skywalker saga. It's noted that at one point in time, co-writer Chris Terrio was questioned about Kathleen Kennedy to where he was able to say she was the one responsible for changing the very ending of the film multiple times, which caused a bit of a setback when it came to deciding on exactly how the film should have ended. So let's stop right here for a second, is that we do know that Daisy Ridley even hinted at this, that there were many different endings to The Rise of Skywalker that were shifted around, deleted, replaced, whatever have you. And it really does fall directly in line with what Chris Terrio is explaining about Kathleen Kennedy and her direction with Episode 9. And let me tell you, that was a really big mistake. I feel that when you try too hard, sometimes it just doesn't come off as natural. Now, Chris Terrio was able to reveal that he had proposed an idea to split the film into two parts like other franchises did, and that J.J. Abrams was up for that concept to be made into a reality. However, Kathleen Kennedy did not want this, as, in her mind, it would devalue the concept of a trilogy and would be their way of further fixing the sequel trilogy. Not just that, but also Terrio was able to reveal that Kathleen Kennedy was the one that wanted to kill off Ben Solo, as she wanted the Skywalker films to never come back, and she wanted to call it The Rise of Skywalker in order to bring in Star Wars fans and fill the theater seats. Terrio originally wanted to use Colin Trevorrow's title, Duel of the Fates, since the title was more in line with what they were making at the time, but Kennedy wanted a more attractive title. Let me say one thing right here, is that the title Duel of the Fates is 10 times better than The Rise of Skywalker in my opinion. Now, do I like the idea of Skywalker being in a title of a Star Wars movie? Absolutely, and it's one of the main reasons as to why I was so pumped up about the film's marketing style and exactly how they were going to market this movie, because obviously they were trying to tell the fans that it had something to do with Luke or Anakin in a sense, right? Where in reality, the title really only had to do with Rey, at the very minimum there. Nothing else, nothing more. You know, sure, you could look at it like this in a sense where Ben Solo is called the last Skywalker by Palpatine before he's thrown into the pit on Exegol. He climbs out of the pit as if he is like Bruce Wayne climbing his way out of prison in The Dark Knight Rises. It's very similar to that, actually. And that's exactly why The Dark Knight Rises is called The Dark Knight Rises. So you could look at The Rise of Skywalker, The Rise of Skywalker, Ben Solo, the last Skywalker, climbing out of that pit, getting out and coming to save Rey. Could be another way to call it the Rise of Skywalker. I get that. But there's no denying that it mainly is focused on Rey at the very end of the film, where she calls herself Rey Skywalker. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, let me know what you think about Chris Terrio's approach and how he actually wanted the film to be split into two parts. Would that have actually been a good idea or a bad idea by Disney and Lucasfilm? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.